I came across many people who were trying to write a paper, but they didn't know how to start or how to publish a paper, or which topic you have to find or how to find that topic to write a paper. So for that, we came up with this session. So in this session, I will be talking about various points, which will include about technical paper writing, and these are based on my experience, which from which I have written my papers. So my three papers have been presented in IEEE conferences, and currently they are on IEEE Explore. And I have three more papers under review in Springer Journal and one in IEEE conference. So starting with technical paper writing, as you know, as I said, things what we are going to discuss is what is technical paper writing, then what are various types of technical papers. The As we know the word research paper, but research paper is a subset of technical paper. Technical paper can be anything, so I will be discussing about those. Then there are various myths and realities for writing technical paper. People don't know many things, so I will be discussing that. Then various sections in a technical paper. Then we should choose conference or journal, which is better, which to choose when, and how to publish that paper, what will be the process. And I will be also explaining few example templates given by the conferences or journals. Along with that, I'll be explaining with one of my paper, how I wrote, how did I format it, and etc. And after publishing a paper, like paper to publish ho gaya, but after that, what should we do to increase our reach of our paper, or if you want to write paper in continuation to that domain. So I'll be talking about that. And finally, it will be an open mic. So if you have any questions during the session, you can add in your chat. My friend Arnav Mankad, who is a tech head at Synergy, will answer. So he has also written two papers along with me. And in the end, we will be having open mics. And if we miss any questions in the question answer, so we can have all those things. So starting with technical paper, like what is technical paper? So most of people think that it is just a research paper, or like you have to do some research, or you have to discover or invent some algorithm, and then only you can publish. So my answer is no. So technical paper is anything that that you work in the field of science. So if you have found out something good and you want to survey over it, you can write a paper on it. So uh, it can be a research, it can be a comparative study between two, I can say, software tools, or two programming languages is also fine. Then if you are working on some application and you have done some innovative thing in it, it will help you too. So that is why so don't think that technical paper is just a research paper. It can be anything related to technology, and even that you can work in the field of biology also. So if you have written any paper, or if you have worked any paper related to COVID, it can go into journals of biology or journals of chemistry, physics. Like it is a complete package of science. So first question that comes in mind is why? Like why to write a technical paper? So if you are doing some research, it will bring your research in front of the world. So once you write a technical paper, it gets published in a journal, it will come online. And when people want to search few specific ideas or domains, they will come across your paper, they will read your paper. And from that, they can develop new ideas, or they can implement your work for their projects, etc. It shows your ability for your research centric approach. Now in current world, as if I say about India, India is not much about research. It is much more about application. But if we go to other countries like USA or Europe, they are, or I can say China, Japan, they are much more focused on research. So they invest a lot in research. So if you have a technical paper and you want to go abroad, they will help you a lot for your master's applications too. So for my master's application also, I had two technical papers and I had them validated, like my the faculties gave me an LOR where they wrote about my research paper. So it got validated too. So if you want to go for MS in future, this will be really helpful. I have seen people who having an exceptional profile but don't have a research paper got rejects from good universities. Then if you like, when you come into your final year, so for third year students who just completed your third year and entering your final year, this paper will help to provide a good research centric approach to your final year project. So along with that, you also have some marking system for research paper also. So if you write a research paper and publish, you will get some section of marks. But if you don't see just marks, but if you see that you are doing something innovative or you are doing something research which is helpful, which will be helpful, I'm not saying which is, but in future it may be helpful. So if you write a research paper, it will be really good. And along with that, during jobs also, it will help you, it helps you to display your skills. For example, if I'm applying for any machine learning job or any data scientist job, if I have a research paper, the machine learning or data scientist jobs, like the interviewer will know that I have that knowledge, like I have done that much research, I can implement stuff because I have written some research paper. And along with that, not in MLE or data science jobs, I have seen people for normal software jobs also, if you have a research paper, the interviewers are quite happy, because in companies uh, even in software jobs, they appreciate research, they have patents also. So one of my friend, during his interview, he was asked about his papers, and that was really nice. So as I said in start, there are various types of papers like survey papers. Then like survey paper is nothing but there is a specific topic or a specific algorithm, and there are large number of subtopics in it. Or or you want to survey over a specific topic. You go and research into 20 or 30 research papers. You find all the important things in it, and you formulate into your survey paper. Writing a survey paper is quite difficult, I would say, and people generally don't prefer, because it's just a theory and you are collecting someone's papers and writing it in your form, and it needs to be really up to the mark to get published in a good journal. Then the paper which is very easy to write is comparative study. Reason being, you are implementing some topic, and you just you have to implement into various algorithms, and you write a comparative study paper. Comparative study papers are also helpful because they help you to understand in various topics, algorithms, and you compare them and you provide them which is the best. So most of the people write comparative study papers, which I have seen from my experience. And then another is original research. So if you do some original research, but like and you want to publish it. So for example, if you have some algorithm and you have modified that algorithm, but that modification is originally yours. So you can publish that your research and formulate that into a paper. Then there are few journals who take small reports or short articles. So these are not the medium articles which I'm talking about. These are a good research centric articles, but they are of only 1 or 2 page. So few journals provide that, and they have a specific volumes for that. But at student level, we don't write those. Those are for PhD people or the people those who are doing thesis. So coming to various myths and reality, I have seen in people those who have started writing papers, or like before writing, they have some myths. Your research should be unique. Now, what do you mean by unique? Unique is basically you are discovering or you are inventing new things. But my friends, the writing a technical paper or research paper is not that. So if you are implementing um, some application, and you have, for example, you have used machine learning, I would say. So now that someone else has implemented the same algorithm in that, but you are writing a paper on your results. You may get a bad result or you may get a better result, but research is, it helps you to find like this, the things work or the things don't work. So you can publish a paper on that. It's generally preferred if you get a better result, you publish, but that's okay. I mean, if you are getting a bad result, but you have the valid reason for that bad result, then also you can publish paper, not an issue at all. Then you need to have a prototype application for your paper. No, that's really, false. Like, if even if you don't have a prototype, like for example, in survey papers, you don't have a prototype. You are looking at other people's research and you are writing a survey. And even if you have some small Python code or Java code, that is also fine. You need not need to have a proper perfect application for that. And along with that, this is quite important. So for example, 10 people are working on some application, but paper is written by only 2 people. So like even if 10 people are working and the 2 people, and from that, even if one person is not part of that application, that person can write a paper. That's not an issue at all. So if you are working on some application and you don't want to write, or if a person who is not working and if they want to write a paper along with you, that is perfectly fine. You like there is no compulsion that if you are working, then only you have to write a paper. Then this is some important thing. The sequence of name on the paper depicts the contribution. Yes, like earlier it was true. So first author, second author, third author. The first author is most contribution, then second as less, third as less. But now it is not there. Few of the journals ask the authors to provide their contributions. So irrespective of sequence, it is fine. And in conferences and all, they just need a author marked with a star who will be the point of communication, because conference cannot communicate with you, with all the people of your group or who have written the research paper. So they just need one person, and for that one person, they need to have a star or as a superscript on your paper. Apart from that, the sequence of the name doesn't matter at all.